This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by
NordVPN. Get advanced security, internet freedom, and complete privacy. Save 73% off the 2-year plan plus 4 months free with code MMANUTS. Bed in the Box. Get some of the best sleep ever. Save $25 off with code MMA25. Hotel Collection. Bring luxury hotel scenting home. Save 35% off with code MMA35. Gardyn. Turn any space into a thriving hydroponic indoor gardening system. Save $100 off with code MMA. Defense Soap. Everyday soaps for everybody. Use code MMANUTS to save 15% off your order.
Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 603.
603.
My name's Igor Weigel.
Matt Griffith, MMA Show. By MMA fans, for MMA fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's happening?
Daylight savings time fucking sucks. Spring ahead. I feel
that.
I do not feel like a spring chicken when this happens. I feel worn out, like I'm exhausted for like 3 or 4 days. And then
Yeah, it's never good. And everyone knows it's the worst day ever for your health. I think it's the hospital's busiest day with all the heart attacks and nonsense.
Accidents are up. You name it. It's no good. But yeah, we keep doing it. That's because something we do.
A bunch of dummies running the country. So
because it's fun.
Yeah, but you know what else is cool? Bears. You see the Bears? They traded their number 1 pick for a fucking number 1 receiver.
Oh, I didn't see that. Who do we get?
I forgot, from Carolina Panthers, whoever DJ Moore, if I remember correctly.
Wow. Okay.
And so we got their number 9 pick, and then a slew of picks in return. And then today in free agency, the Bears just went off and signed, I think, 4 players so far. So like 1 Pro Bowl linebacker, another stud linebacker, I think a guard for the offensive line, and then someone on the D line they also signed. But they still have a shit ton of money. So just like cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And then we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Still don't know what's happening with David Montgomery at running back, because he's a free agent kind of testing the market right now. And then he's kind of old. So I don't know if the Bears are going to re-sign him, but we still need more defensive line help and offensive line help. But
we definitely do. I'm looking at the terms of this deal. It looks like the Panthers also gave up their first round picks in next year and the year after.
Well, we got their first round pick this year, which was the 9. We got the 2024 first round pick. And then I think
second round picks in 23 and 25.
Yeah.
And the wide receiver. Wow, this is a
steal.
I
mean, we basically did the deal because of that receiver, because we didn't have a number 1 receiver. And having him fucking really solidifies a bunch of shit for us, because you got a guaranteed weapon right there. You know what you got.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it'll be fun to watch the Bears if we just get a little blocking. And now that we have some weapons on offense.
Yeah, and they have a shit ton of picks. I mean, you have 9, and then I forget where they start. It's like somewhere, I think they have 3 between 50 and 65. And they still have a bunch of money to spend in free agency. So we shall see. Speaking of which, here's a quick word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, pop quiz. What's this ad read going to be about? It's not for men's grooming, t-shirts, or meal delivery. It's Raid Shadow Legends. You heard the name, but do you actually know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about hundreds of champions to collect, a super in-depth RPG battle system, amazing graphics, and intense PvE boss fights. So one of the best things that I like about the game, it's free to play. The other thing that blew me away were the graphics. I don't think I've seen another game look as good on mobile, and it looks comparable, if not better, than on console or a PC. So you're basically building a team of champions, and I can show you here. And there's 650 unique ones that you fight through the campaign with and take on different bosses. So why should you play Raid? So regular updates and content. There's always new stuff coming to Raid. Arena, test your strength against other players. I, immensely satisfying battle system. D, Doom Tower. Climb the tower, defeat the powerful bosses, and earn rewards along the way like new champions, etc. But that's not all. Raid's 4th anniversary is finally here, and there's a ton to get excited about. I'm talking about dedicated offers, free gifts, promo codes, events, and a brand new Fusion event where you guys can get your hands on an anniversary-themed legendary champion. You also get 2 bonuses. Bonus 1, with all this exciting stuff and more coming to Raid. If you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses. We are talking an epic champion and other useful things like energy refills, magic potions, and XP brews. Bonus 2, since it's Raid's birthday, the gifts keep coming. All new and existing players can get a bunch of free birthday gifts. Once you're in game, after clicking on the links, just enter promo code 4YearsRaid to get your hands on 4 legendary skill tomes, plus other useful stuff. Simple. Once you're in, crushing your enemies, come find me under the name Grim Sleeper 73, and if you're fast enough, you can join my clan. So just hit my link in the description, and I'll see you on the battlefield. And we're back.
Hey,
just like that.
That was fast, blazing.
I know.
Fast.
Like, imagine that. It's like a time warp. Like Ingo disappeared for a second, and it was just me, and I got all big on the screen. It was awkward, but
that sounds dangerous.
All works out. So
don't be getting all big on the screen on me, man.
Yeah, I don't like it. I was like, what the fuck? How do I like reduce my size? This doesn't look right. I was not comfortable. So we had UFC over the weekend. Let's talk about a little Petr versus Merab Dvalishvili, if I didn't say that right, coached by Luongo Sarah. Do you want me to go on this one?
Please. I saw the highlights only. It seemed like a one-way kind of a situation.
It was Merab going about 150 miles an hour, and Jan stuck in neutral the entire fight, and he just drowned Jan. I was like, oh my god, just whatever he wanted to do. And you look at the strike totals, it was Jan was 87 of 155, and Merab was 202 of 401.
Wow.
11 of 49 takedowns. The record for the most takedown attempts ever. And the guy never stopped. Like, he didn't get tired. It was amazing.
Do you think he might be on the EP? I mean,
I don't know, but
extra performance cardio.
He looked unstoppable. Like, I like this guy. And then Jan is on like a 3-fight losing streak now. And Merab said he was not gonna fight his teammate, who's Aljamain Sterling, who's the champion. And then Dana White said, oh, that would be foolish not to fight him. Why is that foolish to not fight your teammate?
He says that all the time,
right?
Probably contractually speaking, they might make him do it. You know, it's that we had this scenario many times
all the time. No, why would you want to fight your teammate? Like, I would change divisions, like Cormier, right? Yeah, he went down the light heavyweight to not fight Kane. And like, guys have done that. I think it's just because Dana likes wielding a big dick and wants to just, I'm the fucking owner or whatever, and you do what I fucking tell you to do. But yeah. You know what? Fighters have rights, motherfucker. We do what we want. Maybe. It's not good for your career, but it's better for I think your mental health. You don't want to do that. You just sit back, because I think he said he's just going to sit back and let Aljamain have a fight and let someone else have a fight and kind of let the dust settle and then see where he steps in, because he doesn't even want to be a backup for Aljamain if something was to happen to him for, that title fight. So like, that makes sense. And then just one other fight with Alexander Volkov versus Alexander Romanov, and Romanov gassed out in about 10 seconds. Because I think the last fight, I forgot what they were saying he weighing, and I saw different pictures of the guy where he was like 35 pounds lighter in his previous fight. In this fight, he showed up looking like Mike Russo.
What the fuck? Okay.
Didn't quite work out. Gassed out in about 10 seconds, and then Volkov, I think he dropped him. We got him on the ground, and then just fucking like ground and pound TKO early win. So that was about that. And then we move over to Bellator 292.
Yes. Can I show the highlight from the MVP fight?
Go ahead.
Are we allowed to show that?
Yeah, if you have the Bellator tweet, go ahead.
Yeah. So we have the tweet here. Here he is, and we're make sure the volume's off. So, you know, things are going okay. There's a fight happening right here. And then he throws this little strike right to the leg that lands on the knee, and bloop, that does not look good.
His knee out, man.
Just totally blew up the meniscus and other things. I'm pretty sure it's just nasty.
The guy won't shit straight for 3 weeks. He blew his ass out on that one. But MVP, does he have fucking titanium in his knees and legs? Because remember, he also caved Cyborg's skull in.
Yeah.
Remember, like that flying knee?
He does. Yeah. They're gonna find out he's a cyborg. He's not a human.
He was the cyborg. Cyborg's not the cyborg. MVP's the goddamn cyborg.
Yeah.
And MVP also lost to Mike Perry in bare knuckle fighting championship. So just remember that.
Oh, so maybe Mike Perry is the cyborg.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And Mike Perry is supposed to fight Luke Rockhold in bare knuckle fighting championship. And Luke keeps talking all this shit like Mike doesn't know what he's in for. I'm like, no, Luke, you don't know what you're in for, because Mike Perry is fucking built for bare knuckle fighting championship. That guy, he beat MVP. If he beat MVP, he's beating Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, and he's gonna make his pretty face not so pretty anymore.
Yeah, he's a fucking brawler. It's not his first fight over there. So it's like Luke has so much bad stuff going against him. So, and he's gonna damage his pretty face. Like, he's gonna ruin his modeling career. And if he was a hand model, he's gonna lose that too, because he's gonna break his fucking hands. But anyway.
Another thing for Bellator, Benson Henderson. I don't know if you saw, he retired from fighting officially, facing Usman Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about that fight, because
go ahead.
Usman had a rear naked choke locked in, and then Big John says, "Oh, Henderson is doing just fine right now," and then Henderson instantly taps, like right when he said that. Like, does Big John not know what's going on? I mean, maybe he thought, because we've seen that in the past, right, where Henderson was like almost unsubmittable, when you'd be like, how the fuck is he getting out of that? He looks like Gumby with all this shit. And then, yeah, like you're saying, he fucking retired. That's crazy to think. And someone had tweeted out something, if you have it.
Left his gloves in the cage.
I like those white gloves. Those are sharp.
I mean, I like the outfit in general. It reminds me of like BJ Penn back in the day. I was just kind of like, and kudos to him for staying in shape his entire career. I mean, this guy, look at him. He's chiseled, looking good. Just, I think age and the sport and the evolution of the sport just kind of got the better of him. You know, he never quite could keep up anymore.
And I think part of his problem is he kept it all natural, especially like going over to Bellator. You know, you can kind of be on a little something, and he sure as shit didn't get on it, because typically when you go over there, you know, you can run a little hot.
Yeah,
it didn't seem like he ran hot.
Does he still have the toothpick? That's my question.
Oh, maybe that's what happened. Maybe they banned the toothpick.
I think they did.
There's a tweet from Shaheen Al-Shadi, who kind of listed like his career stuff of like who he fought, and like Cerrone twice, Nate Diaz, Frankie Edgar twice, Jorge Masvidal, Patricio Pitbull, Gilbert Melendez, Josh Thompson, Clay Guida, Jim Miller, WEC champ and UFC champ. And forget that sometimes, like, of how exciting, like, him in the WEC with all that. I mean, you look at the Pettis fight, right? That's where you get the fucking Showtime kick. Like, fuck, I miss all those.
He took that
small cage. Yeah, he did. He fucking got dropped, but like, that was awesome. And Stephen Bonner was on the call going, what did we just see? Like some fucking crazy karate shit or whatever he said. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, fuck, I miss those days. Like the blue, whatever hexagon they're fighting in, very, very small cage, lots of excitement, lots of exciting fights, almost underground at the time. So,
yep.
So my question is, how much time will pass before he enters bare knuckle fighting championship?
I don't see him doing that. I can't see it.
He seems more like a jiu-jitsu guy.
I was gonna say grappling for sure, but I can't see him doing that. You know, I don't know what he's gonna be doing after his fighting career, but he seems like a guy who could have some options. Maybe
that's where a lot of people. Well, yeah, I don't know. Speaking of OnlyFans, we'll probably talk about some sponsors here.
Let's do that. Should we start with a little Manscaped?
Yes.
It doesn't feel like it in Chicago today, but across the world, spring has sprung, and our friends at Manscaped have the best tools for some spring cleaning. They've already helped you tidy up all the nooks and crannies of your body's basement. But this year, Manscaped can help you get the perfect presentation on that beautiful face with the new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Make sure you look your best this spring by using code MMANUTS20 to get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com.
That's right. It's time to tame your mane with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It's very professional. The sun is peeking back out, which means you'll have to show your face in the daylight again. Oh my God, I could melt. So use this kit to make sure your scruff looks award-winning, whether you've got glorious beard flow or some smooth, sleek cheeks.
And remember, you can always save 20% off and get free shipping with the code MMANUTS20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code MMANUTS20 at manscaped.com. Focus on the face and use the Beard Hedger Pro Kit for the cleanest look in the game.
That's right. I'm so clean right now. I'm going to grow this shit forever until someone says, I'm not appreciating your beard, sir. This episode is also sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex, guys. Shouldn't you always be at your best? 2023 is a year to maximize your performance in the bedrooms. Listen up, bluechew.com.
You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. It's a simple process. You just go to bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's done online, no visits to the doctor's office, and they're made in the USA and prepared and direct shipped to your door in a discreet, I believe it's black package, still black. I don't know.
It comes in a cardboard package, but inside the cardboard is a black package.
So it's double, concealed. You don't even know what it is.
And it tastes delicious.
Amazing.
That's right. And Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at bluechew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. You can try Blue Chew free. We use our promo code MMANUTS at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code MMANUTS to receive your first month free. And visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Yes, we do. And we also thank Miracle Brand. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat?
I did not know that.
It's disgusting. It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry.
That's right. I don't think I've washed mine, and I don't want to keep track anymore. So let's just say I have them. There are self-cooling properties for better quality sleep, which I've been getting a lot of. You're using silver-infused fabrics originally developed by NASA. It's got to be good if NASA made it. Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating. That's right. You heard me. I'm using big words. I don't even have the money to pay for them. And designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long so you get better sleep every night.
So go to trymiracle.com/MMA to try it today. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. You can save over 40% and be sure to use our promo code MMA at checkout to save even more. And you get 3 free towels. It's insane. Miracle is so confident in their product. It's back with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 110% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/MMA and use the code MMA to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/MMA to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
That's right. Woo, woo. Right back to the show. What else is happening?
Man, I got a few things. I'm trying to where do I start? Okay, so a couple UFC Fight Night just happened over the weekend, 221, and I was reading about this new program that the UFC has been working on, which I believe launched with this event, which is, they call it the UFC Promotional Guidelines Compliance Payment Program. Have you heard of this?
I heard things.
You heard things. So basically, the program replaces the old one, which was, I think, called the outfitting policy. Okay. And this is has requirements such as what outfitting requirements, media commitments that you have to make, and other aspects that are in the various contracts. And as long as you meet those, you get a piece of the pie for that event when you have a fight. So I believe Yan and received an amount of about 11,000 or so each as part of their guidelines, and there were a couple
as headliners. 11 grand.
This is just extra pay, right? And just for following the rules, I guess. And I think Volkov, Aldrich, and a couple other guys also on the card received that amount, and then there were various different amounts given out to other people. So this is an ongoing thing. This is a way the UFC gives back to their headlining fighters and other fighters. And I'm just curious. $11,000 is not a lot of money, for these guys. If we're basically becoming the NASCAR of every event, I have a problem with this, and I don't know, how is this okay? I don't
remember how much they're making back when they could do sponsors. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even the non-top tier fighters were making hundreds of thousands of dollars at sponsors. And then they had to put a sponsor tax on people. And then they weeded out everybody. And then it's just they've progressively taken away more and more money from the fighters. But again, it's that balancing act of, you don't want to pay them too well, because then they'll do a few fights and be done and have too much power. But you gotta find that range of what's fair and what's not. And I feel like we're in that not fair range.
Totally not fair.
Especially the slap fighters, if that 2 and 2 was right. And apparently slap fighting got demoted off of TBS now. So I think they're looking at doing everything's going to run through Rumble. The fuck that is.
Isn't that some Saudi backed thing? There's some.
Well, that would make sense, because I think they were talking about having season 2 in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah,
and maybe 3. I don't know. Everything might run over there on Fight Island, which is weird, because I don't think they've been back there in a while. So.
Well, I keep seeing the highlights, and every time I'm just damn, this is just stupid on so many levels. The guys are just getting KO'd constantly. It's just really silly. But I get why some sheik would be this is great.
Yeah. Well, maybe if he fell on a bed of swords or something. We need another element of danger. It was okay for one show, but what are you going to see that's going to be different? A dude's going to slap another dude. That's the game. It's not like MMA where you're gonna potentially see something crazy. Any fight, something can happen. You could have Jorge Masvidal run right across the octagon and flying knee Ben Askren into oblivion, or Fabricio Verdum flying sidekick fucking, who is it? Travis fucking Brown.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Ronda Rousey's husband. So yeah, you never know. It's the fights start weird. Shit can happen.
Not in power slap. It's always
power slap's just gonna be, I slap you, you hopefully get knocked out, or you slap me back.
Yeah, I fail to see the skill level in this proposed sport. So
Well, I'm kind of surprised it's gonna make it to season 2, because I had predicted one season and done. I mean, one season off of regular television. But Dana seems super hype about the amount of views or downloads online. It's charting off of the charts. Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, how is that important? Like, social media stats are so crazy. Yeah, but do people actually like this or not? That's the thing.
I don't think,
like, obviously they don't, because the viewership, I think, was the lowest it was ever been for any television show ever.
I wonder if that's the gig, though, is like they don't care about viewership. They care about engagement, like social media wise. And if people hate something, there's no such thing as bad press. There's hating a bunch of people hating. You want that. You want people liking it and hating it, because as long as they talk about it, then they can market this shit. But I don't know. Maybe something cool will happen, and they'll have new rules that they add. Maybe every season they have to add new rules, and the fans can vote on the additional rule, like swords. That sounds amazing.
How about kick to the balls?
Yeah,
I kick you in the balls, you kick me in the balls. Le Rochambeau.
Right. That could be the tiebreaker. That'd be awesome.
It's fine.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk some UFC pound for pound rankings. Okay.
Right.
I want to share this with you. I found this on the underground recently. And if you look here, our friend Jon Jones slid all the way up to number 1 after what happened recently. Just ahead of Volkanovski, Makhachev, Edwards, Usman. Like, what do you think about these rankings the way they are right now? Do you think it's...
Well, I think it should just be Jon Jones 1 through 15, because like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, that guy just kills everybody on that list twice on Sunday. It's like, not even like, I don't like the list at all. I don't know who else should be on it, but I just think it's bullshit, because all I can see is Jon Jones, and that's all that fucking matters. He's the best. Like, you can't just move up the heavyweight and finish a guy in the first round, and I think it was within like the third fastest. I don't know if it was submission or finish in heavyweight history. First fight at the heavyweight,
and you made it look very easy.
Yeah, like a man fighting a child.
Yeah, but I agree with the rankings. I'm just, I think the second fight will tell the story, because, for Jon at the heavyweight division. I'm not saying he's not the greatest fighter that probably ever lived, but I'm just saying in the heavyweight division, I think the next fight will be the story, because
I can't wait for that. I'm like super excited, because if he's supposed to fight Stipe, there was a time where I thought, oh, that's going to be a challenge. Now I think he's going to fuck him up, and I think Stipe knows that. He's like, oh shit, now I got to fight him.
Well, it's one thing to think about it when it's a long ways away, but it's not a long ways away anymore. It's knocking at your door, buddy. There it is.
Yeah, and I don't think you can be part-time fighter. Like, I'm fireman full-time and UFC champion or UFC heavyweight some of the time. I think you got to be 100% fighter. Like, you might just need to quit firefighting for however long you're going to be training here, because fuck, man. This is no normal human being you're fighting.
No, he's a specimen, and he's intelligent in the cage, which is the scary part. He can adapt.
And at heavyweight, he could potentially fight into his 40s and still be relatively dominant. We'll see what happens, because that's my worry, is that he's just going to have one more fight and probably like beat Stipe, and then just be like, now what? I think I'm done. Like, oh no, don't do that. Because it's surprising that they actually retained him, because they want to just keep letting all the good fucking talent walk away, but we'll see. And then this weekend, you have UFC 286.
Yeah.
Which you have Leon Edwards rematching Kamaru Usman. It's kind of a weird fight. Because Usman was winning like 99% of the first one, and then Leon throws a fucking sniper head kick, and I mean, he did well in the first round against Usman, but
he did. He took him down, and was able to control him a little bit. But from there on, I think Usman won the next 3 easily, in my opinion. And then you get down to the last we should call it the sun-in minute of every fight, the Chael sun-in minute, the last minute of a title fight.
We're like,
it's like, I mean, it's kind of
like,
sad.
why are you sitting around in guard? Oh, no reason.
No,
I like to play here. Oh no,
it's
triangle. I just remember our buddy, like, we were giving him so much shit for what, fucking 5 rounds. Like, yeah, fucking Chael's beating his ass. Fuck you. Then fucking throws out the Hail Mary triangle. I'm like, oh no. Oh, now I gotta eat all this shit.
It's bad. So I mean, I don't know. I don't see Usman not winning this fight. I don't think Edwards is going to get lucky. I don't want to say he got lucky. I don't think you can play the same trick twice. I think these guys are top level fighters. Usman, I think, was dominating that first fight outside of the first round. I don't see that changing. So, I mean, I'm thinking a decision is probably likely. But I'm picking Usman like 4 rounds to 1, probably, if not 5 rounds to none.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed fluky the way he won. So
yeah. So,
and then we look at the rest of the card. I really think this should be the fucking main event. Gaethje versus Rafael. Well, I don't know how you want to say that. Fizzy
Happy.
Shit, I'll just tell you what. Gaethje's my favorite fighter, and some fucking shit's going down. Like, they ain't going to the distance. No fucking way. And Gaethje is not the favorite. That's fucking crazy.
It is pretty crazy. I think between the two of them, they have like 31 or 32 finishes out of all their fights. They're like 98% finishes when they win between the two of them. So it's like,
that's what you want. You want guys that go to war.
Yeah.
They treat this like they're goddamn Vikings, right? Like,
2
men enter, 1 man leaves kind of shit. It's the Thunderdome, Mad Max, whatever. Like, that's why I love guys that it's kill or be killed. I'm either gonna knock you out or you're gonna knock me the fuck out, and then I'm gonna do a backflip. So love that kind of shit. And then you got could be another good fight. Gunnar Nelson, Brian Barberina. Brian always brings it. Gunnar is usually submitting fools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Maya O'Neill. And so you have a bunch of ranked fighters. It's decent card. I'm just kind of scrolling through the rest of the fights. 1, 2, 3 no pictures.
Hey, there's a no picture. Yeah, there you go.
God, UFC, you're so fucked. Whoever's running your website, they can go fuck themselves. I'll say this every time I don't see a picture. That's when you're too smug for your own good. Like, we don't even have to put pictures of the fighters up. What if this is my first fight in the UFC? I've worked my whole life to get there. And then you don't even value me enough to put my fucking picture on your goddamn website. Mm-hmm. Hey, family, look at me. I am black silhouette number 3. Yay. The fuck. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what else is going on?
Got some Holly Holm news.
Ooh.
Yeah,
like
she has a fight coming up on the 24th, I think, 25th of March.
Preacher's daughter.
Yeah, against Kunitsakaya. I think that's a free fight on ESPN. But in either case, I have a video of her doing a little ice bath therapy.
Sweet. You know, I like this.
I like
and where we're going here.
She is looking absolutely ripped in this. Here she is. She's in there doing her thing, doing a little plunging.
She's in a ice bath. Let's just say it like that. Not even give you the brand name.
Yes. And there she is. I mean, look at that. Looking.
Damn, dude.
Great
She's
shape.
ripped as shit. You ain't lying.
Yeah. So good on her. She looks ready. Those ice baths. What I want to know is she was wearing these little footies. Is that like a requirement to keep the toes from freezing or something?
Maybe. It's probably good. I mean, I would imagine your extremities are going to get destroyed in there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing the cold showers like every morning. I fucking hate it. Especially like here, like the colder it is outside, the colder your shower gets.
Oh,
because that's another one of those Huberman podcast things. It's supposed to be good for you. Like, oh, you only need to do 30 seconds. But every day I'm just like, let me do another second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do another second. That shit burns. But you gotta beat that bitch out of you. You just gotta go for it. Let's see what else. I saw they had a list of the top 50 highest paid athletes of all time. It's kind of shocking. I'm going to pull this up. I don't know who put this out. This just happens to be on Sportico. So you have Michael Jordan at number 1 with 3.3 billion. This is inflation adjusted earnings. So
wow,
whatever that means, but it's still, I didn't know people were in the billions. And then you have all the golfers. You have Tiger Woods, 2.5 billion, Arnold Palmer, 1.7, Jack Nicklaus, 1.63. Anyway, you get down into fighters. Floyd Mayweather, 1.41 billion.
That's insane.
And Mike Tyson, 875 million. Keep going. George Foreman, 680 million. But I think a lot of that was from that lean grilling machine.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know. Those numbers are inflated.
Jordan made all his money from that stuff too, you know.
Yeah,
a lot
fucking
of
shoes, right?
You become
Oscar
like a brand.
Sure. Oscar De La Hoya, 665. And then there you go. Conor McGregor at 33 with 615 million. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Man.
That is pretty crazy.
I can't even fathom, like, what the hell do you do with that kind of money when you're in the multi-hundred millions of dollars, and then even to the $1 billion point? Like, what are you doing with your money at that point?
2 chicks at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Office Space.
Yes. Well, I think you could probably afford more than 2. You could probably get 100.
Well, you don't want to be greedy, like, you know.
Well, what else? You're gonna have to keep upping the game, because you're gonna be unsatisfied with life. It's like, what are you trying to do? The game is to earn and stock it away. But at some point, it's just too much. It's just too much. What else you got?
I got a couple KOs of the week. I can wait till you're ready, or
you can go ahead and I'll throw a few in.
Okay, I've got one from Bare Knuckle Fighting. Not sure what venue this is in, but here's one.
Okay,
that is a good night.
I like
situation.
The hay barrel.
It's like he's out, as you can see. It's let's see if we can just tee it up one more time. They're like, good night. So that's one.
Ooh,
it's pretty nasty.
Anytime they board up, that was like Nate Quarry, Rich Franklin when he got boarded.
Now we have this one from Combate. Justin Vasquez, you know, here we go. He's like, good night. See you later.
Oh, Jorge Masvidal, Ben Askren.
That was pretty nasty stuff. I mean, he was on the ground. He's like, you will not hold me down again, bitch. And that was it. So nice. I like it. It's always fun when the head slams on the. I mean, that's the best, right? Yeah. Yeah. Really. I got a couple. I gotta turn my sound off now. No share sound. Well, this is like a half boards. Oh, you just get boarded. I just got boarded, sir. And then there was this female fight. I gotta stop this one because it goes off pretty quick. It's another one where someone just gets deaded. Oh, Jesus. That's a bad one. And then this chick's just like, I can't believe I just did that. Did that just happen? Did I just fucking kill her? Fuck. She killed her. I think I killed that bitch. Oh, wow. Yeah, these things happen sometimes. It does. And then I forgot, like last week, whenever we were talking, we were recapping the Jon Jones fight. When he was doing his post-fight interview, he says, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ! And he did it like that. I'm like, what is he doing? He made the whole crowd laugh. I'm like, good for Jon. And then he also had this quote. It came up this week. He's talking about the fight. It's like, I locked the guillotine choke up twice. The first time, I could hear his spine popping. I gave him a nice chiropractic adjustment. The second time, he didn't want that same ratchet on his neck. And I put my arm on his neck and choked him out. I didn't expect it to go that quickly.
That's a nice guy, Jon Jones, chiropractor extraordinaire. And then I think I already mentioned that Beneil Dariush versus Charles Oliveira going down at UFC 288. But then they also said Kron Gracie is coming back and he's going to fight Charles Jourdain.
Okay.
I mean, fucking Kron, I can't remember the last time he fought. It was a terrible fight because I think he was trying to like do some weird stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you doing? What else you got?
Just some knowledge. That's it.
Okay. I got a handful of other things. Do you know who is Nick Diaz MMA GOAT?
The tweet guy on Twitter? What?
That's a question. Like, who's Nick Diaz's MMA GOAT?
I'm trying to compute what that means. Who is Nick Diaz's MMA GOAT?
They're asking him, who do you think is the GOAT of MMA? Ask Nick Diaz. Like, they're asking him, who do you think is the GOAT?
You want me to answer as though I'm Nick Diaz? Okay.
Right.
Fucking,
like, who do you think he's going to say?
Fucking Nick Diaz.
Who's your GOAT?
Myself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Myself, Ingo.
Myself.
He's been hanging out.
So
with
you're
you.
right. It's myself. Motherfucker.
You guys have been hanging out apparently. he's been at the Griffith residence pre-show.
Yeah, we get to about 20 minutes in.
Oh,
He speaks
man.
about as good as I am. And then I saw Paddy Pimblet wanted to test out Sparta kick. I don't know how loud I can go on this, but he did that on a little person, and he didn't go very hard.
Sparta. This is Sparta. We know.
And the little guy got thrown for a loss. Oh my God. I think he killed me. But could you imagine if he did, I think it was Arlovsky did that to John Dodson and launched him, but if fucking Pimblet did that to this little man, holy shitballs.
Crazy.
We'll do a little Viking strength here. So this is the Mountain from Game of Thrones doing a little display of strength. And I always love seeing displays of strength. Like, this shit is incredible. I turned the sound off, but he's got two ladies and he's just fucking pressing them overhead.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm just doing one rep. I am doing multiple reps.
Jesus.
That is fucking insane.
Insanely strong. Yep.
So good on him.
Mm-hmm.
I like display of strength. Let's do a little tweet of the week. I got tree. I don't know what. Okay, fuck. Here we go. This is when the show goes off the rails.
I'm scared.
I love it.
Good thing we did the sponsors
sure to go hard. So gay sex prevents abortions. Suck a cock for Jesus.
Good Lord.
That's one. I'm sure it'll get better from here. You go. It only gets better. It's sure to go hard. They have a second one. I did ketamine once and I woke up with a horse dick.
Okay.
That's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the third one is. I'm sure it won't get any worse. Oh yeah, this is apparently they do basketball in Taiwan, but they have another way of distracting the players here. So they don't wave shit in the background. They booty drop in thongs. Make you miss your free throw.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
And then we'll do a little Ask the Nuts. So pull up a visual one here.
Ooh,
so Nick
I'm
Diaz is saying he's asking to fight this is Nick talking. He's like, I'm asking to fight as soon as possible. Not Jon Jones, though. Yeah, something like that. Israel Adesanya or Alex Pereira. I always want to fight the best. So what do you think of that? And who do you think would be a good fight for Nick?
I mean, didn't those two just fight? The Pereira and Adesanya?
Right. And they're probably gonna I don't know if they're supposed to rematch or not, but I'm like, oh my God.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't like his chances against either of those guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's stylistically, Adesanya is a tough matchup for him. Pereira, I don't know. I think maybe he has a better chance against Pereira, perhaps.
How about like someone who talks a lot of shit and is crazy? How about a Sean Strickland?
Okay. I can get around.
It's a little lower in the rankings. It's
or
number
like
7.
Robert Whitaker, maybe.
He's ranked number 2 still.
Oh, is he? Oops, never mind. Okay,
but he is a journeyman.
Hey, what about Paulo Costa?
That's an option also. Paulo's very swole, but Nick could out cardio him. Paulo's ranked number 5. I'd be down with that.
Anderson Silva, we can make a comeback. He's like 100 years old. That might work out. Okay,
I'd be okay with this.
I don't know. I mean, I love Nick, but geez, he's probably answering that question asking that thing the same day he did the little interview about myself.
Probably myself.
That's classic. Okay. I feel like that should be a new thing. We say, "Oh, myself."
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh God.
What are you doing today? I'm just hanging out with myself. Jake Paul was talking about his loss. He had this to say. He said he had a wet dream which contributed to Tommy Fury defeat. He said, I woke up in a panic like, fuck, you have 2 weeks of testosterone built up, so a wet dream happens. It makes your legs weak. I think it's one of the many reasons why I lost. What do you think about that?
Wet dreams? I don't know. I thought that was only true for Rocky.
I'm not buying into it.
No.
You lost. Take a loss. It happens.
Take the L.
And then I know this guy's been circulating around, but I'm just imagining when I play this beforehand that I'm in a shopping mall and then this transaction is going down.
Holding an undefeated record of 29 wins with no losses, standing 3 feet 3 inches.
I'm not playing the whole thing.
Weighing in at 40 pounds.
But could you imagine you're shopping at a mall and you got this fucking jack leg pretending he's Bruce Buffer, who I have a real problem with.
He's really in it. He's really into it.
Yeah, because he does that like when he meets fighters too. He's in that whole get up and he's like, let me do a whole intro for you. And I think he did one for Jon Jones, and Jon got all fired up like he was ready to fight. He's like, oh, fuck. Because it would be like our pre-show song, right?
Yeah.
You hear the song, and it's go time. Like, Jon heard that, and he was like, he got amped up like he was ready to fucking kill someone or like a couple hookers. I don't know.
I like it. I mean, I'm not. Maybe that guy would be cool if every time I go into a meeting, he has to go in first, and then
dial like get the crowd like he's like your warm up crew for like a comedian.
Even if it's like an interview at Starbucks, this guy's coming. This guy is coming with me ahead of time. There he is.
Fuck yeah! And then I saw Scott Coker. He was talking about Francis Ngannou. I mean, it didn't sound like Bellator wanted to sign him because it sounds like Ngannou is asking for way too much money, and he's like, I gotta pay this whole other roster. But at the end of the day, and I think he was trying to help Ngannou out, he just said, oh, I think it's a 50-50 if we're gonna sign him. So like, where do you think Francis is gonna end up?
I think he'll end up there. He'll come to his senses. He's probably just shopping around trying to see what it makes sense. He's on the open market seeing what he can get. But I really like him in boxing, though. I would like to see that, so I think maybe that's a high possibility,
and that may be to tie too. And I think Coker was alluding to that because Showtime is part of like dialed in with Bellator, so maybe he goes over there. I don't know what boxers Showtime has or who, but I'm guessing boxing also. But I mean, that's where you're gonna make the most bang for your buck. Go to boxing, and then if you want to get crazy, do a little Bellator. You could potentially do PFL. And UFC, it sounds like that bridge has been severed. And speaking of severed bridges, I saw Randy Couture and even Firas Zahabi was talking about Jon Jones and saying like they don't think he can even be in the GOAT talk because of all the extracurricular stuff he's done. And Randy specifically said this. He's like, I think certainly he's in that conversation. I think some of the other extraneous stuff, in my opinion, hampers him from being the top guy or at the top of that list. I think it's about more than just what you do in the cage. It's about everything. But there's no denying the ability and the talent that Jon Jones possesses. Do you agree or disagree? And why or why not? Because he's saying Jon, like whatever Jon's done that's fucked up off, not in the octagon, prevents him from being the greatest of all time.
I don't buy that. I just can't.
Well, look at who it's coming from.
Yeah,
like fucking Randy Couture, like, and I'm just talking like steroids, right? Because Mr. Randy had a blood doctor.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure back in the day everyone was juicing up. I can't say specifically it was him, but you don't have blood doctors for no fucking reason and fight well into your 40s in the heavyweight division,
right?
So, Jon Jones is who he is. What you do off the field, I don't give a fuck what you do personally.
Yeah.
With some exceptions, but I won't go into those exceptions. But it's what do you do in the confines of your sport? And he murders motherfuckers. And he's finishing people again. So if he's going to continue with that, that's my criteria. I think we're down to knowledge. We got for knowledge.
Well, over the weekend, I watched the new Chris Rock special on Netflix called Selective Outrage. Little stand-up special. It's the 1-year anniversary this weekend of the infamous incident with Will Smith. He kind of talks about that a little, and I thought it was quite entertaining. I highly recommend it. He's still in his if you're a Chris Rock fan, he still got it, and he goes places where you're like, "Ooh, he did not just say that," and you're like, "Yes, he did. He totally said that." So I recommend it. It's a good watch if you need a little laugh in your life. So
nice, yeah. I heard his little clip about
Will,
that guy. Yep, thank you. And then I got 3 things for knowledge. Let's see what happens. There's a little road rage incident someone had.
The road, aren't you?
Get out of the truck! Get out of the truck, little lady!
No, I'm good.
See, because you know you lose.
How do I lose?
Because I will beat your fucking dick into the ground all day long.
That's kind of gay, isn't it?
I will beat your dick.
The road, aren't you?
That's reminiscent of I think it was Dana White on one of those tough shows where he was talking about you got to beat off all these guys to see who gets in the house. He's like, oh, wait, that came off really wrong. No, you got to fight people, not beat them off. Like, yeah, that was one. And then this is where it gets really off the rails. Like, I don't know what I'm watching here, but this is vids that go hard. Like, what are the dogs doing here?
Come on. No, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. Hey. Hey, come on, Jenna, go. Let's go. Bad girl. Let's go.
Wow.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
It's like one of those furry thingies.
I don't know what this is about. I don't know what this lifestyle is. So I just showed that, and then
disturbing on many levels.
We'll close it with this one. So this is this girl posts like, what are you eating first? And it's a picture of her and a pizza. And someone replies, you're an asshole, Cindy. Is that what you wanted to hear? That we'll eat your asshole before eating the pizza, you fucking whore. That's OnlyFans girls posting their losses. So.
I love it.
That's what happens when bodies start slapping. Paige Van Zanten.
I like it. That was a good one.
I think that's it. Let's shut it down before it gets too far off the rails.
Yeah, good.
First,
that has been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith, thanks for playing.